Deadpool and Wolverine looking to slash box office records with a $200 million opening domestically. And it did. Hey, that'll be a big help for Captain Falcon. Nope.
Renegade Online.
This sucks. That's the best way I can summarize this. This sucks. Disney calls Captain America Brave New World 4-day at $100 million opening. This is from this morning's box office update on Deadline Magazine with our friend Anthony D'Alessandro. I am going to tear this an absolute new one.
Hello, lady, we go for a ride. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not having any of this. I realize there's a lot of folks out there on YouTube, the quote-unquote movie pundit experts out there, some of the folks on X that are, I wouldn't really say pundits, but people that just simply report box office, people that just kind of do a very, very dry job just reporting the news. They're not giving you commentary or editorializing it, that are doing fine work out there, but we're not going to pretend that this is at all a good weekend for this movie. This absolutely sucks. It really sucks. But Disney wants to tell you that this is great, this is awesome, this is outstanding, they're so proud of this. And Disney, let me tell you what?
Nobody cares.
Not a single one of us do, because it's all a bag of crap. $100 million, and this is a 4-day. A 4-day. This isn't a 3-day opening weekend. This is 4. We're talking about $88 million on a 4-day. $88.5 million with the Thursday previews through Sunday. $88 million. This is a bag of garbage, okay? Let me show you something here, what we're talking about. What is the movie that everybody has been comparing Captain America's performance to? What is the bar that has been set here? Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, one of the worst, most pitiful performing movies in Marvel Cinematic Universe history. One of the lowest 3. I mean, I think only the Eternals and the Marvels did more pitifully than Quantumania did. And I want to show everybody something. First of all, the production budget, $180 million for Brave New World. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, $200 million. Now, what do these two films have in common? The fact of the matter is, both of these production budgets are fugazi. This is garbage. This is what Disney put out there in the public ether. This is what Disney suggested was the original intent to spend on these films, but at no point in MCU history, insofar as we are aware, given all of the actual financial records that we have seen, Disney has never actually hit these types of metrics. Even on the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie that reportedly had a $170 million budget, do y'all remember what they actually spent, what the UK tax returns said for that movie? It was about $270 million. So if anybody wants to actually believe this, when Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and Captain America Brave New World both had, at least insofar as we know, at minimum the same Captain America, if not more so, reshoots on top of this. And that's on top of the fact that Disney doesn't come in budget at any point anyway. Again, remember, budget and actual cost are two different things. Stop focusing on the budget. Stop focusing on the $180 million dangling carrot, jingling keys out there for the ding-dongs that actually think that's what Disney really spent. It is not. It is not at all. But let's look down here real quick. $88 million in the first 3 days for Captain America Brave New World. $106 million for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania in the same 3-day period. Guys, these movies are 2 years apart. They came out literally on the same weekend, 2 years apart, President's Day weekend. $88 million to $106. Anybody have a guess on what happens with movie ticket prices in the past 2 years since Quantumania came out? Yeah, they're up around 10 to 15%. So if we actually adjust Quantumania up to current butts in seats prices, that $106 million is a lot closer to $120. Now how does it compare to Captain America, who gives a flip? Even worse. Quantumania, I'll remind you, legged out to a roughly 2x run from its opening. Will Captain America Brave New World do any better? And I think they probably spent more money on that than they did Quantumania. And I think Disney is going to do something that Disney is very famous for with these kinds of movies. They are going to overspend on the marketing budget because Disney is very, 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 very desperate, especially in February, Black History Month, just like they did with Black Panther, to make a big success out of this. Now, of course, the difference is with Black Panther, it was legitimately a hit with black male audiences. Wakanda Forever killed that audience because they removed the black men from it. As I've said before, what Disney intends to do with Brave New World right now is Disney is desperately trying to re-engage the black male audience that they destroyed with Wakanda Forever. However, there's one thing throughout history that I want to call to everybody's attention here real quick. And I want to go back and show everybody the history of the Captain America movies. Let's compare apples to apples. Captain America, the First Avenger back in 2011 had a total worldwide box office of $370 million. We can say with pretty good confidence that Captain America, the First Avenger, when it came to actual theatrical revenue, lost money. It absolutely lost money. But it was the very beginning of the franchise. Something was being built. The architecture that Jon Favreau had largely set up was still working. It was still in its nascence. It was still building. And it actually paid off down the road. I don't think that's going to happen here with Brave New World because they've already killed the franchise and now they're desperately trying to rebuild it from a completely damaged audience. Again, Star Wars, same thing all over again. The First Avenger, $370 million. But you know what? Here's the thing. Captain America Winter Soldier, they probably didn't make a whole lot of money on the Winter Soldier in the theaters either. Captain America Civil War, they made some money. They didn't make as much as people think, but they made some money. But what do we always say here on Valiant Renegade? What's the big difference between phases 1 through 3 Marvel movies and Walt Disney revenues off these things and phases 4 and 5 with where we are now?
Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Yeah, and if anybody thinks that the Walt Disney Company is selling a plethora of merchandising right now on Captain Falcon, they're probably going to sit on the shelves right next to the Wakanda Forever dolls. They're not going anywhere. They'll sell OG Cap merch that might reinvigorate OG Cap merch in a lot of the same ways that the original Star Wars merchandise, George Lucas Star Wars merch, was reinvigorated to some degree when the sequel trilogies came out. But when it comes to actual new stuff, it's not really going anywhere. And that has been a huge, huge problem. And the stories will continue to get worse and worse and worse for this. I don't see where this is legging out. And if you want me to really explain to you what a good movie looks like, a big hit that we said definitively will have no translation to future Marvel entries. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here it is right here. Deadpool and Wolverine looking to slash box office records with a $200 million opening domestically. And it did. Hey, that'll be a big help for Captain Falcon. Nope. By the way, the $190 million that they're estimating right now for the weekend with Captain Falcon, bear in mind that Deadpool and Wolverine, albeit was a huge hit, one of the biggest hits they've had, granted, Disney and Fox probably spent a whole hell of a lot less producing Deadpool and Wolverine than they did Captain America, Falcon, Brave New World Order. This is the difference. We told you Deadpool and Wolverine was not going to save the MCU, and lo and behold, we were right. I'm so sorry about that. But that is where we are. And nothing is going to get much better. By the way, oh, wait, let's make it worse. I'm sorry. The 3-day weekend that they're expecting right now for Captain America, Brave New World, Captain Falcon at $88 million is $10 million less than Deadpool and Wolverine's second weekend.
Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.